I will say a big fat yes to a side quest in exchange for a story. And so earlier this year, I gallivanted off to Amsterdam for a day trip. I had a dream, a credit card, and 20 days left on my Schengen visa. My goal was to shop, see the Van Gogh Museum, and eat. Door to door, the entire journey was 2 hours. I got in at 9 a.m. and took the 30-minute train into Dieppe. And to assimilate, I got into the Scandinavian embassy for a cardamom bun. Next on the itinerary was thrifting all the way to the Rice Museum. Each store was well curated, but because Amex is not accepted everywhere, my shopping budget was severely curtailed. Did end up buying an incredible red leather jacket from Lagam at Verse. And at about noon, it was time for Oog in Oog with Van Gogh. I took pictures with each of my favorites and thought about him and his brother. The museum takes you floor by floor through a timeline of Van Gogh slide, and by the 3-hour mark, I was emotionally fatigued. To regulate my emotions, I stepped into the winter sun and took a tram to the Jordan district for a TikTok find. Toast. I got the ribeye bulgogi minus the egg. I still think about the sandwich at least once a month. At this point, it was about 4 p.m. and I wanted to crash, but instead, as always, I chose to commit. So I went down to the canal and really experienced the city to the fullest by causing at least 3 bike accidents. Much to my friends' dismay, one of my life's guiding principles is to play fast and loose with my time. Since the last flight out will always be delayed, it was okay that the only turbo reservation I got was for an hour and a half before. I do admit that I'm biased by the thrill of being in a new city, like how all movies are better in the cinema, but the turbo sauce was mind-blowingly incredible. The nature of a day trip dictates no luggage, which meant I flew through security and made my gate within 37 minutes of finishing dinner. I landed in London at 11 and got the last train out of Gatwick to Clapham. At 270 Great British pounds, my first ever day trip was a flipping success.